We're live.
Are we?
We are.
Well, then I got to go on here and share this to all of the pages. How you doing this morning, Adam?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Do you know what today is?
Today is November 12th.
Yep. And what's happening on November 12th for the first time ever?
Me and you are talking on our morning show.
That too.
Okay.
What else?
Could
There's
this
golf,
could this
man.
pertain to the
Yeah,
Masters?
it does, man. Masters is today.
But you just got an awkward text.
I did. I got an awkward text.
You got inside information from
Man,
somebody?
Weather delay. It's so shitty.
So the Masters is delayed right now.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with COVID. It has
No,
nothing to do with any bullshit. It's just weather, right?
Yeah, just weather related.
So who do you think's going to win the Masters this year, man?
If I had to put my money on it,
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Cameron Champ.
Really?
Yeah, I think a young gun wins it this year. I don't see Tiger or really anybody, any kind of those experienced golfers winning it this year. I'm probably totally wrong on this because usually the experienced golfers are the ones who know how to navigate their way through the bad times at Augusta. But yeah,
How do you think playing in the fall is going to be like?
That's the
The
thing.
ball's going to travel different. I mean, even the greens are going to
DeChambeau
play different. Everything's going to play different.
yeah, the Hulk has like the biggest advantage probably going into Thursday.
The
right?
who?
Well, today, the Hulk.
Who's the Hulk?
DeChambeau, the dude like gained like 100 pounds.
I thought we
of
were
muscle.
talking John Daly, man. That's the
No.
Hulk in my book.
Oh my God, you need to see this guy.
John Daly's the one guy I want to golf with. I'll
Dude's-
golf anywhere with John
Dude's
Daly.
bringing out a 42-inch driver to the Masters. He's ready to hit bombs.
Oh
It's
man.
crazy.
So that's who you got in the Masters.
Yeah, if I had to pick like two guys I think are gonna go for it, I'm gonna go with Champ and then DeChambeau probably.
What about Tiger Woods, y'all?
That's my love story. It's hard
Yeah.
to pick it though, man.
I-
I don't see it happening.
I'm gonna be on my deathbed rooting for Tiger Woods,
You
man.
can't help it. I can't help it either.
He's still got one more in him. You
Yeah.
know, like God, I want that guy
If
to
there was
come
ever a major for him to win again,
it
it would be the Masters. It's his course, man.
It is his course.
He's won it 20% of the time.
That's because he
That's
can
stupid.
drive and he keeps it on the fairways. And
No,
he's-
actually, no. It's because his iron play, but yeah.
yeah, that's why.
It's not.
No, I just love seeing Tiger Woods play golf, man. It's like
it's great.
it's
for golf.
kind of like a nostalgia thing at this point. It's like, oh man, Tiger Woods still out there doing his thing. It'd be like when Gordie Howe was playing hockey for like the Vipers. You know, it was like
52 years old.
yeah, it's like, oh, he's still out there, 6 decades deep. Like, good for Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
So that's the Masters.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
When
weather
when
delay.
do they think the delay is going to be over?
I don't know. I haven't. It literally just got announced, so we'll see.
It didn't even get announced. We couldn't even find it anywhere on the internet. We are breaking news here this morning because Adam's got boys. Who was your boy that texted?
It was
Can you
actually
tell?
Wasim.
Oh, Wasim.
Yeah, he
What
hit
up,
me up.
Wasim?
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Benny checking in right now. Nick Hefner checking in right now on Facebook Live. We're also streaming live on YouTube. So thank you guys for checking in. We appreciate that. Thursday night football tonight, right?
I'm so excited. I love football, man. I can't help it.
And Anson always calls Thursday night football boring night football.
Back-to-back weeks.
Not today. Not today. This is going to be a great game. Like, I'm looking forward to sitting on my couch and taking this type of football in.
Yeah.
You want to get into predictions first? You want to get into over-unders?
Kind of like a preview. You can go over the over-under and all the spread and everything if you want.
I mean, it's the Titans versus the Colts.
Yeah, division matchup.
It's the big boys.
It's the big boys. It's gonna be a grind game, but
Yep.
I'm excited, man. I love this kind of football game. This is kind of like how we imagine football being played: tough, in your
Yep.
face, grind it out. But the thing is, the team that has the most to lose tonight is the Colts. From a wild card standpoint and
Right.
from a division standpoint, they lose the game. They're 2 games out of the division. They lose the game. That wild card spot in the AFC is going to be a battle. So we'll see what happens.
My question to you is, what breaks first? The Colts defense or Derrick Henry? Because to me that's the battle of the Goliaths tonight. You got Derrick Henry going up against the number 3 run defense in the league. And whoever wins that battle most likely going to win the game.
I've got to say, last week the Chicago Bears did a decent job of maintaining Derrick Henry.
Okay.
So I'd expect the Colts to do the same.
Okay.
But I think the Colts defense breaks first.
You think the Colts
I think
defense?
today is Ryan Tannehill's day.
I mean, Tannehill, like, I'm looking at some of Tannehill's stats this year. He's got 19 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like,
I love it.
do you put him in the MVP category?
No, no.
Stats-wise, he's in it, man.
I mean,
But you can't because he relies on Derrick Henry. Like,
yeah,
Derrick Henry's the MVP of that team.
Yeah, but you know what? Ryan Tannehill is living up to the franchise quarterback expectations he had coming out of the draft, and I'm so happy.
And he's got a smoking hot wife. Like, can we give it up for Ryan Tannehill's smoking hot wife? We got to see if we can pull up a picture of her and put it up on the screen because she looks better than me and Adam. We can tell that. Except people are commenting on your sexy little polo today, Adam.
Oh, yeah, I'm golfing today, so, I had to come full golf.
You are golfing? Where are you golfing at?
I'm golfing at Pheasant Run. It's
Okay.
in Canton.
In Canton?
Yeah.
Have you ever golfed it before?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Adam claims that he could be on the PGA Tour. What's your handicap, buddy? Like when I first met Adam, he's like, I'm going golfing today. I'll probably shoot about 7 under.
That's never true. I've never shot under in my life.
You've never shot?
No, I've showed you my scores.
Yeah.
I get really close. Either I have like super, super good days where I'm like even or really close to it, and then there's days where I'm like 8 over, 9 over, and I'm ready to.
My problem golfing is like I think I could be good at golf. I just get too fucking drunk and high on the course, and by the back 9, the ball's moving all over the place. I'm just trying to make contact off the tee box. Like my first tee shot normally, boom, 280, 300 yards right down the fairway.
That's that baseball in us.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me. When I started golfing, I could drive like 260, 270, 280, and I couldn't do shit with the iron or a putter. And then it took me like 3-4 years really to figure out how to golf.
Yeah, so that's my problem with golf is I really think if I could go out and dedicate 4 or 5 hours without getting drunk or high on a course, I'd be pretty good.
A day?
No.
Oh,
just
like
if I actually like all right, I'm gonna take this round serious. I think I'd probably shoot like 10, 15 over.
That's not bad.
That would
that's
be
really
my
good.
That would
that's
be my
really
handicap.
good.
Yeah,
no,
it's
really
it's
good.
not great, but
No, when I
who's on camera? Oh, Joey. Joey's the true MVP. Lauren Tannehill is now on camera. You want me to stand like this? Spin the other way?
Oh my
What are you
God.
doing to me?
What are you doing, Joey?
You did not. Did you put? I'm feeling like. Oh, there she is. Okay. Oh, now I see what you did. You son of a bitch. But that's Lauren Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill's wife. So no matter if the Titans win or lose tonight, Ryan Tannehill has won at life.
Yep.
Congratulations, Ryan Tannehill. Good for you. It says click to. I want to click that so bad. Never mind. So yeah, Lauren Tannehill, congratulations on winning the genetics lottery. Ryan Tannehill, congratulations on not fucking that up.
Yep.
So good job. But yeah, let's get back into Thursday Night Football. I got distracted by Lauren Tannehill, but for real, Tannehill in the MVP talk.
I think
You got to put him in it. I don't think he's top. Like it's like the Heisman. It's like, all right, these two actually have a chance.
If we were to make a list of 10,
Yeah,
I'd say probably be 9 or 10.
I was gonna say top 7. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, look at Kamara. He's probably going to win Offensive Player of the Year, so he should be in that conversation. But
Yep.
Regardless of that, I think the Colts defense today breaks pretty easily.
So
I think A.J. Brown and Corey Davis and Ryan Tannehill will give them problems.
and Jonnu Smith.
Dude, you can't stack the box against Tennessee anymore.
No.
Like, it used to be the thing where, oh, you know what, we're not going to let Derrick Henry beat us. Like, it's so easy to say that. You know how hard it is to tackle that guy? He's a fucking monster.
He's like my height, but at about 80 pounds and about, I don't know, make me run a 4.2 and be invincible and made of iron.
It's like going to Madden, making 99 everything, 6'2", 260 pounds.
I feel like if I tried to tackle Derrick Henry once, like my body would be sore for an entire month.
Sore? You'd break your freaking collarbone.
Eventually, I'm sure I would. Derrick Henry's an absolute monster. Phillip Rivers could reach history tonight, though.
Okay.
You know that?
Oh,
He could
what,
pass-
eighth kid?
No, another kid. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is the Artemis of NFL.
That's right.
Like, he just keeps having
He
kids.
keeps pumping them out.
No, he could actually pass Dan Marino for 5th on all-time passing yards.
Okay.
What
You
do
know,
mean, okay?
when you look at like some people's stats, and you're like, well, those are not as valuable as others.
Right.
Like that's how I feel about Phillip Rivers. I'm not knocking him
Okay.
and too much, but what I'm saying is like, oh, he has more passing yards than Dan Marino. He'll never be considered anywhere near the Dan Marino conversation. He's played out a good career, a disappointing career considering the teams he has had. I think he should have retired this year or the year prior. I don't think he should.
See, one of my favorite comparisons to Matt Stafford's career is kind of Phillip Rivers. Rivers has had a little more playoff success. Obviously, they've won a couple games. They've gotten to an AFC championship. But when it comes to just putting up yards and, like being a consistent quarterback, but never getting your team there. And I look at Phillip Rivers as a good quarterback.
He's a franchise quarterback.
I look at Matthew Stafford as a franchise good. To me, they draw the most similarities now that their careers are kind of arched and like on the way out. Like you can be like, oh, they actually had very similar careers.
I really like that. I'm actually going to agree with you on that. Other than the whole
Adam,
whole T-Rex arm throwing.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Matthew Stafford has a fucking rocket, and Phillip Rivers throws like my grandma.
Yeah.
But he completes every single pass. Like
I feel like he's holding that Colts team back. I really do.
From what though? Who else would they turn to?
I think their offense could be way more dynamic if they had an actual quarterback.
Yeah, but once again, who? I mean,
the who is the question.
They could have gotten in the offseason. Who else could they got? Cam Newton.
Teddy Bridgewater would have worked, I think, better than Phillip Rivers.
You think so in that offense?
Yeah, with those three running backs, T.Y. Hilton. The receiving core isn't elite, but it's pretty good.
T.Y. Hilton's back tonight. So I think that helps Rivers a lot.
Well, T.Y.'s been shit all year, so.
Right. Well, he's been injured.
Yeah, but he's been getting like 5 points a game.
So I think Phillip Rivers. I hope he passes Dan Marino. I always like witnessing history.
Thing. I don't care.
Yeah, witnessing history is great, and I have no allegiance to Dan Marino. I don't give a shit about Dan Marino, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So do we got the over under for tonight's game?
Yeah. What is it?
You tell me. I gotta pull that up real quick. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
I'd say, if I were to guess it, I'd say it's about 48.5 or 49.
Is that what you're guessing?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Over, under,
and then
Colts,
I think
Titans.
the Titans are favored by 4.5 or 3.5.
Let's see. We got 48.5 over, under. Look at how happy you get when you get this shit right. You should be setting the odds at MGM Bet, man.
Come on.
But where is the point spread? I don't see the point spread.
They don't show like a +3.5.
No, I'm on NFL.com.
Ah, shit.
But do you think it's gonna? Do you think
I say they're
over 40?
-2. That's it.
Titans -2.
What the fuck is that? I'm taking that.
They
bet.
think it's a fair game.
I'm taking that bet. What do you mean the Titans are home? So they're giving 3 points to the Titans. That means they're technically underdogs. If it was 3, it would be a pick 'em.
No, I got it.
That's so weird.
But I wonder how the home field advantage plays now without fans in Vegas. Because that used to be a thing, like crowd noise. Have they taken that automatic 3 points for the home team?
Have they wiped it?
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm okay with that line. Honestly, I take Titans on the line and the under.
Titans on the line and the under.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have this romantic relationship with the Colts. Like I really
don't fuck up like you did last week.
I know, man. Like. I really like
it's
the Colts.
It's a tricky game, though.
Yeah.
Colts are going to come out ready.
They should.
I mean, their season's on the line. If they want to compete for the division, they need to win this football game.
Defense wins championships. I'll always believe that. That's what I was brought up on. There is anomalies like Kansas City last year coming through, crazy offense, but they still had a solid defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not discredit their defense.
Complete football team.
Oh, this game is tough for me to call because I love the Colts defense, and Leonard is back. He came back last week or 2 weeks ago and had like 15 tackles. Like the dude is just a fucking animal.
Yeah.
What's up, John? Yeah, this is going to be tough, man. My heart's telling me Colts, but my body is telling me Titans. Like, that's just how I feel. I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair just because the defenses are so good.
Yeah, Thursday night football.
Thursday night, short rest. But that could also mean short rest, and you got to try to tackle Derrick Henry. Like, you're getting ran through.
Yeah, like I said, I really think the Colts defense will break before Derrick Henry slugs off the game.
Yeah, that's the matchup to me. That's the fight within the fight, as the kids say.
Yeah, I think that's like the easy fight to pick. I really think the Colts have a problem in the secondary. They really need to figure out what they're going to do with A.J. Brown, Corey Davis. I mean,
it's good to see Corey Davis get back to what he should have been.
Yeah,
You know, when-
he should have been a good number 2, and he's living up to that right
Yeah,
now.
when he was drafted, I had high expectations for him coming out. He was at Western, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
I had high expectations, but it's tough when you come from those small programs because you don't really compete against the elite.
Yeah.
But if you can stand out like he did, I mean, the dude was a baller at Western.
yeah. I
So-
mean, you can imagine him getting drafted maybe by a Steelers team, and
Oh, and we got to talk about Western Michigan later.
oh yeah.
If you didn't watch the
Sometimes.
Western Michigan game last night, we're going to talk about that later. But yeah, I think Corey Davis should have a big game. Tannehill, you know, if they stack the box to try to stop Derrick Henry, which you have to do, because if you don't, you're just going to get run the fuck over. The game plan is make Tannehill beat you.
Fantasy perspective, you got to start Tennessee receivers today.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Wasim? What's up, everybody checking in on Facebook Live and everybody checking in on YouTube? That's where we're streaming right now. We're also going to do a Thursday Night Football pregame tonight with myself and Anson.
Yep.
We go over your fantasy, if you should start some guys tonight, which I got a question, and Jonathan Taylor. So Anson and I will go over that tonight, and we're going to try to give away another $1,000.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So tonight at 7 o'clock, make sure you're tuning in to Facebook Live or YouTube Live. We're going to be on both of them trying to give away another $1,000. If you want to see our last winner, Corey McKay, we posted the video up. We threw money on him. We gave him a check. Like,
Yep.
It was a party in here
Yeah,
yesterday.
it was a party, and he bought us lunch. That was really cool.
He did buy us lunch. So thank you, Corey, for taking a little off your $1,000 to buy everybody here at Woodward
was
Sports.
cool.
That was class act of you, man. Really
Yeah.
class act. But we want to give away more money, and it's real simple. We'll give you the instructions tonight, but all you got to do is guess who's going to score the first touchdown, guess the final score of the game, and then share the post. That's it. That's all you have to do.
And of course, pick the winner.
Oh, yeah,
correctly.
well, yeah, the final score. When I say final
Yeah,
score,
yeah.
I mean, 31-24 Titans. Like, you got to give us, obviously, a team that you think. What's up, Orlando? What's up, Corey? But that's what we're going to do tonight at 7 o'clock. So start thinking about who you want to pick. Adam, do you have anybody off the top of your head? Who do you think is going to score the first touchdown tonight?
Man, tonight feels like a defensive touchdown first. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'd pay double if that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if you could pick the defensive player to score the
Yeah,
touchdown,
but
that's...
keep in mind, you only get one guess. So
Right.
if you're ballsy like me, it's probably not going to happen. But I don't know if tonight feels like a really ugly game. I wouldn't be surprised if special teams shows up with a touchdown and ruins everybody's day.
So first person to score a touchdown tonight. We'll get into that, like I said, at 7 o'clock. So start thinking about it. Do your research. I mean, the layup is Derrick Henry, right? That's probably the easiest,
just
like Dalvin Cook last
yeah,
week. Right. But you like A.J. Brown. You like Corey Davis. You
I were
got
to
Jonathan
pick
Taylor
a
for any
first-
goal line carry for the Colts.
Yeah, if I were to pick a first, see, that's the thing. It's tough, man.
It is tough.
Shit. I go with like a tight end maybe.
Jonnu
Play
Smith?
action at the goal line or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Jack Doyle.
We'll see. I'll
little
put my
Jack
guess.
Doyle
I'll put my guess.
touchdown?
I'll put my guess tonight. I don't
A
want to
Mo Alley Cox in you? You want a Cox touchdown?
He's been actually decent when he's been available.
He's athletic, man. Cox is athletic.
Yeah,
That
damn
Cox
right.
likes to move around. So that's our predictions for tonight. Make sure you're watching at 7 o'clock because we want to give away $1,000 to you, and make sure you share the post tonight because that's going to be part of it. And make sure you share this right now. Tell your friends about Woodward Sports, how we do sports every morning. Eventually, it's going to be every midday, every afternoon,
Oh, yeah.
every
I can't
night. Like, once we get to announce this full lineup, Detroit's going to be very happy that you actually have sports content that isn't the same opinions regurgitated over and over and over.
right.
And the girls we're going to have on the station, they're not just going to be doing, hey, it's pop news update with so-and-so. Hey, why don't we waste 10 minutes talking about Miley Cyrus? Like, we're not going to do that shit.
Yep.
Corey and I were actually talking about this yesterday. We're going to represent the Detroit community here. It's not just going to be, hey, we need to put a black guy on the station. Let's put him second fiddle to somebody, and we're good in Detroit. Like,
Yeah, no.
that shit's done here, man. Like, we're actually going to have Detroit voices talking to Detroit people doing Detroit shit. Corey's over there laughing at me because...
Well, people see through bullshit. Man. So, this is true.
And it's funny because, I mean, Corey, come on over here real quick, and let's have a real talk. Let's have a real talk, man. I know we like to fuck around. We like to joke around. Because Corey and I, we actually had the conversation because when you listen to other stations in town and they do that bullshit, like, you can tell, like, this is pandering. Like, what are they doing? What's going on, Joey? Oh, go on this mic, Corey. Okay. Corey gets his own mic, baby. Corey gets his own mic. Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot, man. And we talked about this. Like, okay. Let me turn your mic on first so people can fucking hear you. So we talked about it. Like, when other stations do that type of shit, it kind of like it's pandering. You can tell it stinks.
You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to pander to us. If it's good content, we're gonna watch it. But you don't have to just throw random black people in there just to make it look good.
Right.
I mean, if we're qualified for the job, then hey, we deserve to be up there. But if one of us doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, we don't need to get on that.
And for the record, Corey is overqualified for this job. Like, Corey is fucking great at what he does, and you're gonna have your own show, doing your own shit here, right?
I
like,
can't wait.
You're not gonna be, hey, it's Stick, and here's my buddy Corey. like we're not doing that shit.
No, I think when actually I don't want to say I think I know when we drop this show, it's gonna be it's gonna set the city on fire.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, but yeah, you don't have to.
Oh, come on. Hold on one second, Corey. Son of a bitch. All right, Corey. Sorry. Let's try this again. Technical difficulties this morning, but we're learning here too. We're new.
Mulligan.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Corey. Now, whatever I just fucking said, give your response.
I was just saying that, you don't have to pander. You don't have to just throw a random black person up just for the hell of it. I mean,
Right.
My community, I mean, I feel comfortable speaking for the black community in Detroit. If somebody is good on the mic, we're going to respect who it is, whether it's black or white, but you don't have to pander. Just make it good, make everything, fair and even, and we're good. Just don't force it.
Right, and that's the thing, man. We're boys. Like, we're not trying to force this shit. I want good sports coverage, and I want opinions from everybody that represents Detroit. Like, if you look around this room right now, I mean, we're probably the most diverse, like, station or network in the city already.
It's a melting pot.
It really is a bunch of fucking degenerates doing sports radio in Detroit. But here we are, right?
Hey, here we are. I'm happy.
Corey, you went over kind of what your show is going to be and some of the ideas that you're coming up with, and I'm super excited to hear that and the people that you're bringing on, because you have the right to bring on whoever you want for your show, right?
Oh, yeah, and I already got a co-host who I'm going to be announcing later, the show title. The first guest, I think, is going to really set the tone for the show of the kind of like what people should expect each week.
Hell
and I'm really looking forward to that. I sent him a follow-up email yesterday, and he just sent me back, hey, happy to. Let me know the dates. And I'm like, oh, shit, he really responded.
Real. This is real.
Okay, yeah. So I believe that when everybody sees it, they're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Dude, I'm fucking excited for not only Woodward Sports, but just for you, your trajectory, where you're going, what's happening in the city. By this time next year, you're going to be the main guy. I feel that.
Well,
Putting the pressure on Corey right now in front of everybody.
It's cool. I work great under pressure. It's cool.
You do, man. So let's get into Pistons talk. Speaking of pressure, we got Joey over here. Basketball's his favorite sport. It's your favorite thing to cover, right?
I love it.
I'm a football guy, but I do love the Pistons, obviously, rocking the shirt today.
You just love all Detroit sports. That's you.
Oh, yeah.
I do love all Detroit
You got
sports.
to.
Like, I even love the Rockers when they were playing at Cobo, man. You remember that indoor soccer team, the Rockers?
I don't remember.
I
Rockers.
remember them, but I don't. I won't lie and say I ever saw a game.
Oh, my God. I think I went to one game. It was, like, in the basement of Cobo. It was like, the Rockers are soccer. That was, like, their tagline.
Okay, I remember that.
The Rockers are soccer.
What's one of the best Detroit teams that are no longer here?
The Shock.
Yeah, we agree. I mean,
I like Vipers.
the Vipers were
Vipers
great. They
are
were a
sweet.
great IHL team. The Shock, the Detroit Demolition still here, the female football team. They won a couple national championships. We got to show love to those ladies. They were fucking badass, man. I think we used to have a roller derby team here too.
Did we
What?
have to use USFL? Michigan Panthers?
We didn't have an indoor football league team.
No, USFL.
Oh, USFL? I don't remember if we did or not.
I think we did. Michigan Panthers. I think they won the title.
Michigan Panthers.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I believe
The
so.
Detroit Neon? Do you remember the Neon? Who's that, Corey? Was that soccer? Make sure you comment. Let us know. But yeah, I love the Vipers because you could always go to cheap hockey games. I grew up poor, so I could never go to Red Wings games. I couldn't afford tickets, but you could always find Viper tickets at the local gas station and go watch some
Those
decent
jerseys
hockey.
were cold to me.
Yeah.
So I love the colors.
Those jerseys were cold.
Yeah, I love the Vipers. But Corey's right. The Shock, I mean, they won championships. Like,
3 of them.
yeah, that's why they won just as many as the Pistons in like 6 years. Like they were only here 6 years. Bill Laimbeer was a hell of a coach, man. I don't know why he
Laimbeer.
never got his NBA shot. I really don't.
I do.
Because he pissed too many people off?
Yeah. That's it.
That's such bullshit, though. Like, if you could coach,
Outside of probably Joe Dumars, I think everybody from that Bad Boys team is pretty much hated by the rest of the world. Maybe outside of Dumars and maybe John Sally.
yeah, Sally's beloved by everybody. And Rodman, I mean, Mahorn, people hate kind of.
People still hate Mahorn.
Yeah, I love Mahorn.
I love Mahorn.
Dude, Mahorn, like, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4", but when I stand next to Rick Mahorn, I feel like a
baby.
child.
Yeah, he's a tower. He's
His
just
shoulders are like fucking this, man. It's crazy.
good dude though.
Yeah, he was my coach for. I played in a wheelchair basketball charity thing a couple years in a row with Dr. Darius and all those guys. It's always fun, and those wheelchair basketball players are amazing, man.
Because no one's at an advantage, too. No matter how big or small you are,
Right.
you just got to have them hands to roll the wheels on that thing. 'Cause it is hard.
Was Darius super competitive?
Oh yeah,
Because
Darius.
because I was Braylon Edwards had a charity game in up in Ann Arbor, and I seen him, Rob Parker, Marlon Jackson, they were all competitive in that game. So I'm like, okay, he was probably taking it super serious.
Yeah, no,
Marlon
I mean-
Jackson.
Yeah,
That's
Darius.
a throwback.
Darius a great guy, man. He's the homie. Shout out to Dr. Darius. Everything you do for Detroit, man.
Doctor!
The doctor! But yeah, we're going to be doing cool shit in Detroit with Darius and all types of stuff. I can't wait. But Pistons, man. You put out an article yesterday about basketball. November 18th is the draft. Free agency negotiations start on November 20th. Free agent signing period starts November 22nd. And the season, December 22nd. Like, in a
That's
month and a
crazy.
half, in a month and 10 days, we're going to have the start of the NBA season that just ended 3 days ago.
You know what? My friend Nianti, I hope I'm saying his name right. At first I thought it was too quick, but then he said something that really jogged my memory. If this were like the Olympics, they would kind of almost be like the same time frame that they would have off. Almost.
Okay.
So it's like with them jumping back into it, it's like it's not that bad. It's bad. It's bad with everything considered, but it's not that they don't.
You're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean to diminish what you're doing, but
You're not
you
getting
know.
hit.
And honestly, when these guys are done with the season, they're playing pickup games in the off season. Like
They don't have any days off.
yeah, they play ball every day because that's what they love.
Yeah, I just know a few players were complaining about the start of the season. I know LeBron had some issues with it
Oh,
starting back up.
LeBron. Oh,
I think we should pay him more. I don't think.
Does
I
Bronny
think we
not
need to
want
pay
to
him
play
more.
too much basketball? Is being on the Olympic teams and going to the finals too much for LeBron? Is stacking the deck so you don't have to do the heavy lifting too much for Bron? Like, shut the fuck up and play. And I don't mean like shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
I
that's
just mean
it.
shut
That's
the
what
fuck
he's
up and
fucking
play. Like, it's completely different. I just want to make that clear. But damn, man, like, how can you be the top of the game, like the elite guy that everybody's supposed, like, you're the icon, you're the fucking logo in the future eventually, probably, right?
Probably.
And you're complaining about too much basketball? Get out of here.
Hey, I'll just say this much. Until he leaves, it's his league, unfortunately.
No, until KD comes back, it's his league.
He's staying.
Boom.
He's staying in the league until his son joins the league. That's what he's doing.
I really think he's trying to hold off to get that 1 year with Bronny, and then he's gonna ride it to the sunset.
Yeah, once KD comes back and gets healthy and Kyrie comes back, KD's a better player than LeBron. You can mark it down. You can look at the stats. You can look at the matchups. You can look at the head-to-head. You can look at everything. KD.
I try to
KD.
argue that. I try to argue that with my friends, but it's really very hard. They're diehard LeBron fans. I just look at it like the dude is 7 foot. His jump shot is
Silky.
it's not only is it silky, the arc is at the top of the damn arena.
Literally.
It's like how
just
do you stop it?
Yeah, he's just unstoppable. And LeBron is great. LeBron's a triple-double machine. Runs up and down the court 100 miles an hour, bullies guys, fucking pretends he's a running back and tucks the ball and knocks 3 guys out of the way and does a layup. But KD is finesse. He's smart. He's well-polished. He's a good shooter. good teammate. Like, well, I don't know. I like how he's got burner accounts to defend himself on Twitter because.
So if you were building a team from scratch, you would start with KD over LeBron.
100% every day of the week.
Oh yeah.
Who do you think's a better leader out of the two?
It's tough because LeBron train wrecks his teams. He train wrecks coaches. Like, he throws everybody away that he doesn't feel helps him.
I honestly think they're both on the same level of leadership, just different. I will say this though, I think that KD doesn't. How can I put it? KD would do his burner accounts to go at his fans or whatnot, but you don't ever hear like teammates really having issues with him. Sometimes LeBron teammates, they kind of get away from him. They're ready to get away from the guy.
Yeah, because LeBron. I mean, how many coaches has LeBron just railroaded their careers? Everyone but Pat Riley. Honestly, seriously. Spoelstra? He didn't kick him out, but he railroaded him.
He couldn't kick out Spoelstra because Pat Riley wouldn't let it happen.
Right.
Like Pat, no matter what anybody says, the pecking order in Miami is Pat Riley, Dwayne Wade.
Well, that's why Pat Riley came to coach the team in Miami, and then they got rid of Spoelstra, and then they brought him back.
No, they got rid of Van Gundy.
I think they made Spoelstra sit on the bench for a little while Pat took over the team. I'm going to have to check.
Whatever it is, how hard do you think it is to coach LeBron? Because he just takes over the organization.
It's impossible.
Oh, you don't coach LeBron.
Right,
LeBron.
Can't.
Any organization LeBron goes to, I'll probably say outside of the Lakers, he runs that organization. I think he has a high level of say-so with the Lakers, but I think that's the only organization, and maybe the Heat, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He ran Cleveland. I know that for a fact.
Well, we need someone to run Detroit. And the guy that may be available to come here that's on an elite level, perennial all-star, averages triple-doubles sometimes.
I know where you're going with this.
I think you do. Russell Westbrook has been rumored to maybe come here. I like, this is not in the works, but we have the cap space. We have the assets to trade for him, and we could re-sign him when other teams couldn't. So Russell Westbrook is an option for Detroit, an option that I love.
I think it's also interesting about Russell Westbrook with the ties he has. He knows he's familiar with the general manager, Troy Weaver from Oklahoma.
Yep.
His former agent, Aaron Tellem, is in the front office.
I mean,
it's a good fit.
It's
and just think about what he would do for the city of Detroit.
Oh.
Like right now, I mean, obviously there's no fans in stadiums right now, but if you go to a game previously at Little Caesars Arena, the stands were not full. But
Right.
you put Westbrook in Detroit, and it's probably going to be sellouts.
To me, Westbrook is Detroit. Like, he's the type of, like,
he's a bad boy.
Exactly. He's a bad boy.
He's a
He's
grimy
going to
ball
give you
player.
1,000,000% effort. He's going to fight people on the court. He's going to mean mug all the way down. He's going to talk shit to Durant. Like, he's the guy you want. Like, he's a guy that can galvanize a community to watch the sport again. And I love Russell. I love that type of energy.
I think the Brody would do really well here. I believe he's also we've seen him do well with younger rosters,
right?
And we've seen him do well during the rebuild. Now I will say he is older.
Yeah, okay.
We can still get a good few years, five
older.
years out of him.
Yeah, he's older. His contract is a bit of a pain in the ass to say the least.
So's Blake's.
So is Blake's.
So if we can trade.
You think they would do that?
Take on one extra year of Russ.
I think they would. I think the Pistons, they want to rebuild, but they would take Russ in the sense that while they need to rebuild, they need to get a return on their investment.
Right.
At least Gores does, because since he's had the team, there has been nothing really to get excited about. Even though we've been to the playoffs a couple of times since he's owned them, it's really been nothing too exciting. Like you said, you've been to LCA. It's dead. The most time you'll see Pistons fans there is when it's a Raptors games, because they come over across the bridge and they
my
take
man,
over
the
the
super
arena.
fan. I love that guy, Nabib or something. What's his name? I love that guy. Follow him on Instagram. But dude, I've been watching that guy with the turban. He sits like literally as you're looking at the basket.
Oh,
he sits just to the left.
Yep.
And honestly, I've been watching that guy for years. And even at Pistons home game, it's like because he's so easy to like
And he's a cool
identify.
guy, too.
He's amazing, man. He hangs out with fucking Drake in Toronto. Like, he was on stage with the Raptors when they won. Like, that's
what we need.
He's so rich that he could just go to games and sit courtside, but he's done it even when they were awful. So,
Yeah.
like, he's like a real fan. So
I think that's why they gave him a ring.
they should have, man. That's my life goal, is to be that big of a fan that they're like, oh, the rich millionaires here watching every game. Here's a ring for you, Stick. Thanks for the support. Like, I would love that. Like, oh man, what a cool guy. And like I said, I've been watching him since Vince Carter was playing there, Tracy McGrady was playing there,
Ooh, that was a dynamic duo.
Junkyard Dog, and dude, it's like, who is that guy? I see him every time. He's amazing. I love that guy.
So what do we think? Well, so what are the possibilities for us really to get Westbrook? Is there talks of a trade with the Pistons for Blake Griffin, or do you think they wouldn't want that value? Because that's a big salary to pick up for him.
I think with Houston, they're still looking to contend, and I think that with Houston looking to contend, they're not going to want to just put James Harden through a rebuild. I think putting Blake there, if Blake is healthy, I think that would be a good fit where you don't have somebody like Westbrook who needs the ball all the time, because James Harden needs the ball in his hands for that team to run.
Oh, James Harden can't function with it. He's useless without the ball.
Yeah, so I think with him being able to facilitate, and then having Blake, who I think Blake is a pretty decent passer for his size.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it would work. I mean,
Blake's a well-polished all-around player. He just doesn't have the hops, the freakish athletic like he used to have.
Yeah, that's
And that knee.
But-
you gotta be healthy.
Right, but he's like that dude that shows up to the rec game, with all the knee pads on. He's got the, and you're just like, oh man, this guy sucks.
guy.
But he's Captain
This guy.
Fundamental and just crushes you.
Yeah, I know they talked about the Hornets being a possibility to get Westbrook.
Okay.
That sounds like a Jordan type trade. I think Westbrook is on Jordan brand. Get him over there, boost the team. But I think that Westbrook said he wants to be on a team where he can be a floor general and a leader, similar to his situation in OKC.
Yeah.
And who knows that situation in OKC better than Troy Weaver?
Troy Weaver. Everybody commenting does not like this. We think Blake's contract is bad, but Russ's is horrific. No thank you on that headache he could bring. That's Tom. Big no to Russ, especially while Blake is on the books. The priority needs to be to unload Blake and retool. Well, that's kind of what we're talking about. You unload Blake. You're kind of trading Blake for Russ, and that's how you retool. With smaller NBA, you go small. And then hold on one second. And then there's Whitney, who says, I think they should pass on Westbrook. And then there's Adham over there saying Westbrook does nothing except sell tickets for us and get us a 7 or 8 seed. Then we get swept in the first round.
Well, here's my thing. Westbrook, I understand what people are saying about the contracts. I totally get it. But if we know what Blake is, Blake just cannot stay healthy for us. And if somebody wants to take a gamble on getting Blake, taking Blake away from us when nobody else wants him,
right.
If nobody else is calling us and saying we want Blake, and then if we can get Westbrook for Blake, I'm pulling the trigger on that.
But I got to give respect where respect's due, though, to Blake Griffin. Like, he could have been a total fucking diva when he came to Detroit.
He
coming
balled.
from L.A., dating Kardashians, and he comes to the Detroit Pistons team, who isn't really competitive and where he needs to be. And the dude has done nothing but give 110%. So I have nothing but respect for Blake Griffin. So when we're talking about trading him, it's not like, we want Blake Griffin out of here. It's like, no, this is something that just makes sense for both teams. So, Blake, if you're watching, if your people are watching, thank you for your commitment to Detroit, for coming here, for being a professional and not making us look like assholes.
Yeah, he was first class all the way.
All the way.
He didn't just come in here and meld it in. He came to win.
Yep. And he puts it all out on the court, man.
I need him to get healthy. That's the biggest thing with him.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you get older, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they wasted the opportunity with Blake and Drummond last year because they didn't move Reggie Jackson when they should have. But that's another story.
Yeah, that's a whole different bag.
Good word.
But if we get Westbrook, I'm all for it. You're all for it.
I'm for it.
Joey,
Yeah, I would like it.
Adam.
Adam loves it. He's such a good shooter, is what Adam said.
He shakes his head and rolls his eye. Adam, come over here real quick. Let's talk about this. What up? Why don't you like Russell Westbrook? And we don't have to get into a long argument
it's not
about
personal.
it. I just want to hear your opinion.
All right. Well, let's see. In the NBA, you don't really care too much about salary cap, especially if you're not a free agent destination. So like Milwaukee, for example, they paid what's his name, Middleton, way too much money.
Yep.
But they're not going to sign anybody to bring on with Giannis, so they have the cap. So with us, whether we trade Griffin for Westbrook or not, I'm not too concerned about Westbrook's cap. It does nothing for our team. Like I said in the comments, I think he gets us to a 7 or 8 seed. We get bounced in the first round. We sell tickets, and that's about it. I don't see how, if we're really serious about getting a LaMelo Ball, how that move makes any sense.
I think it makes sense in sort of like we were talking in the 2-away with, with Matthew Stafford. Like, Derrick Rose is on the way out, and that Russell Westbrook is at the end of his career. So that probably the two best mentors you could get for a LaMelo Ball.
Why? One can't stay healthy, the other one can't shoot.
Derrick Rose is a great point guard. He knows how to read defenses. Come on, man. Don't discredit what Derrick Rose is.
And the big thing is you can't look at it as just this one year. We got to look at it as the rebuild.
Right.
Like this now seems to be a good step.
Yeah, we're 2-3 years away from having a good roster together to then take the next step, which is trying to fight to get to the first, second round and then bring in a few moves, make a few trades. That's how you realistically put yourself into contention. Hey, we don't have a roster to win right now.
Your boy Justin Spiro. Adam gets it right again.
Bro, I know, man. They don't fucking listen, man.
Because I look at it as an improvement, and as long as you're making an improvement I'm okay
on Blake.
For it. Yeah.
I admit it. We'll be a 7 or 8 seed, just like we were an 8 seed.
Yeah, but that's not the last move you make. You're thinking I'm just saying get Russ and woo, we're good.
No, but what are we going to do? What does Westbrook provide to actually helping the team? We don't have any shooters around him. Luke Kennard has regressed since his rookie year, honestly. He hasn't gotten better. Who are we drafting then? That changes the draft if you trade for Russell Westbrook.
Well, here's the thing.
I want, personally, if we can trade for LaMelo Ball and it's actually on the table and they're being serious about it, if we get LaMelo Ball, he's an instant 16, 5-5 in the NBA. Right away. And with a Russell Westbrook who has like a 70% usage, the dude only cares about his shit, his stats. He plays hard. I love his attitude. He's totally Detroit, yes.
That's what we
he's
need,
30,
though.
No, we don't. He's
that
31.
Grind on the court is something that can help start a rebuild to the franchise.
Not if we go with LaMelo Ball. If we go with a guard or another forward, then, okay, you know what? I don't think it wins us a chip, but I think by the time his contract expires, we're not re-signing him.
So what's the difference if we stay at the 7 pick and we get like a Tyrese Halliburton, who's another point guard? But
who you're sold on.
I'm sold on him. Okay, Hayes is another shooting guard, point guard, hybrid type guy. That's where the Pistons are leaning anyway. So why is it if it's LaMelo Ball, not good, but if we get Halliburton, like it's okay?
Most drafts, there's 1 or 2 stars, right?
Yep.
And this draft, it's kind of awkward because we didn't get college basketball this year.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to evaluate talent.
If you're looking from a star standpoint and selling tickets, I think LaMelo does the same thing Russ does. From a selling ticket standpoint.
Okay,
I'll
give you that.
Out of everybody in the draft, with Edwards, with even there's maybe 2 or 3 guys that have like a super high ceiling, and then it's like question marks. Really?
Yeah, but that's every draft.
Right,
yeah, but we didn't get to see them play, and that's what makes it more difficult. And we've seen
Russ play, and we know what we're getting.
Yeah, we know what we're getting. We're getting a guy who can't shoot free throws, can't dribble. He can
triple
pass.
Doubles.
Oh well, yeah, he can rebound.
Triple doubles.
Yeah, what? Doing what? Getting bounced in the first round with the Thunder?
Triple doubles.
Triple doubles. You know, if that's wins championships, then I didn't know that.
I would love to see it. I would love to see a Piston player average a triple double, but
Are we trying to rebuild or not? That's my question.
I think you can do both. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think with Westbrook you can. Because with Dwayne Casey as head coach...
I'd rather have CP3. Yeah, that's true.
That's a mentor, though. Not Westbrook.
Westbrook's a mentor.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's 31. He's going to want to go for his shit. And he's going to play hard. That's great. And he's going to sell some tickets. Sell some jerseys.
But he still does got a good 5 years or so left
5 years
in his career.
of not being able to shoot. It's fucking great. I know.
Yeah, well, that's not what we... I mean, yeah, we do need a shooter, but...
Come on.
No, we don't. We need someone to run the offense. We need someone to, motivate... Like, we need some energy on the court. We need someone to go all out. Like, that's what we've been missing these past couple years, is somebody to push every single player on the court to give 115%. And when you got a guy like that on your team, it's contagious.
I'll agree off the court.
It's
I'll agree off the court that happens. I don't think that happens on the court. I think Russell Westbrook would be great for that off the court grind, being in the gym, taking care of your health, shit like that. Sure. But other than that, I mean, if we're trying to rebuild for a championship in 5 years, the move, if we take Westbrook, is you got to trade away the pick, and you got to go find a nice young talent out there in the NBA. Somebody who wants it. Drafting at 7, I don't know how you trade up realistically right now. They'll figure it out.
Some of the talks, I didn't like some of the trades to trade up. Like, we'd have to give up a first round next year.
Because we're going to be bad.
That.
That's my point.
But for LaMelo Ball, though?
LaMelo Ball is different because we're going to be bad, but we have something to build around.
Right.
And that's my problem with being a 7 or 8 seed is we're going to not have a good roster, and then we're picking at 14, 15, and it's like, well, shit, if we don't land a Giannis at 12 or 13, well, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, and you guys know
So
our
you're in
draft
tank
history.
mode. That's what you want us to do, tank.
I don't want us to... if you call it tanking, sure.
That is tanking.
Well,
if
yeah,
you don't
but
want
we're
us
in
to
a
win
rebuild.
so we can
we
get
have to
better draft
identify
picks.
ourselves as in a rebuild, which means we're probably going to win 20 or 30 games a year.
I'm like Jordan on this. Tanking is bad. Like, we've seen the process work nowhere.
I'm not... The Sixers
Nowhere.
did it horribly. No.
Right, but that's what you're asking the Pistons to do.
I'm not asking them
Just
to draft
forfeit.
Joel Embiid and a guy who can't shoot free throws or shoot at all. I mean, come on.
But that you don't know that. You're like, now you're operating in hindsight. They thought when they drafted Joel Embiid that they tanked the season, they got the best player in the draft, that they're building the process, they're going to have a championship. They get Ben Simmons, they get Fulton.
No.
None of those guys panned out. So all this, we need high draft picks. We need high draft picks. If we don't get a high draft pick, we're never going to be able to rebuild. Just because you have those assets doesn't mean Darko Milicic. There we go. Number 2 pick. We had it. What the fuck did we do with it? So, like... That's why I'd rather take a step forward than just be like, oh, well, let's just tank, and hope one of these lottery cards pay off.
If we're
it's
talking,
not a guarantee.
Okay, first, back to the 76ers. Joel Embiid had questions about his health going into the draft.
He was the best player in that draft.
He was the best player but couldn't stay
That's
healthy.
all that matters. This is what we're talking about. Now you're talking in hindsight what you know
No, I'm
about
talking
him.
about before the draft, what they were saying about the player. The player could not stay healthy. Ben Simmons doesn't have a jump shot. Will he develop a jump shot? It remains to be seen.
Right.
Markelle Fultz, I have no fucking idea why they drafted him. He was not the best player in that draft.
I think he looks better in Orlando, at least.
He looks okay.
Yeah.
But back to Westbrook. If we're going for LaMelo Ball, this move makes no fucking sense. And that's all I'm trying to say. If we want to get Westbrook and we want to draft some forward again who can't shoot at 7, fine. We're going to suck for
So
the
what
next
is
3 to
your
5
plan,
years.
though? Like, what is your plan? Just keep tanking until
if it
we
was my
maybe
decision?
get a pick?
No, not tanking. Not tanking. Oh, I need fucking picks. No, have an actual plan. If you
What
draft
is
LaMelo,
your plan?
If you draft LaMelo, let's do a comparison for maybe he's a Trae Young, right? You know you have your point guard. He can shoot. He can pass. He does almost everything pretty well.
You're going to have to trade up to get Melo.
Like a Luka Doncic, you're going to have to build around him.
Okay.
So now you're going to finish in the bottom 5 for the next year or two. While you're building the team, you bring in some veterans in free agency, and you draft good players like the Celtics have.
So in your fantasy
Suns
world
have.
where we
It's
hit on
not
every draft pick,
I'm
it
not
works.
saying to hit on every draft pick, but why can the Celtics draft Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and the Suns draft Devin Booker, and they can draft DeAndre Ayton?
Tatum had one good year. I wouldn't
you rather have
hang
Tatum?
my hat on Tatum.
I'm not saying hang your hat, but you're building a roster.
See, but
I'm
to
saying if
Stick's
LaMelo
point,
is your star, you need at least a number 2 around him, and then a good bench and a good 3-4.
So how many
spot.
years out do you think they'd be from contending if they did your
If they
way?
did LaMelo, I think they're 4 years
5,
away
yeah,
from
at
4
least.
years. Dude,
and I
what?
just don't like that idea, though.
How? Well, who's gonna come here in free agency? You
Because
guys
then
are,
we're
like,
going to
out of your
sit
minds.
around. I mean, yes, hopefully we could make it happen, get LaMelo Ball, right?
Okay.
We start off with him, but then what support are we going to have around him?
Blake's contract expires in 2 years. He leaves.
Right, we got $30 million on the cap
Huh?
this year, man. We got money.
And the NBA cap doesn't mean shit. You know why? Because even the
You can
6th
pay the
man, and
luxury
the
tax
7th
if
man,
you
and
want.
the 8th man fucking get paid. Everybody gets paid in the NBA. It's not the NFL.
But here's my deal with your plan. I'm just waiting 5 fucking years for something that may never come to fruition. At least in
least
my
there's a
plan.
plan.
At least in my plan, we're trying to win. Your plan, you just
Knowing
don't
you're
want,
not going to win, though.
You don't
You
know
don't know
that.
that.
See, this is what I'm
I've
saying.
seen 14 years
Once-
of 10
Once
years
again,
of
you're
Russell
operating
Westbrook.
in hind.
No, I'm
you're
not.
operating
Russell
in this
Westbrook hasn't won
fantasy
shit.
world that doesn't fucking
No,
exist yet.
Russell Westbrook hasn't won shit. Blake Griffin's proven he can't win shit. What are we doing
Rasheed
here?
didn't win shit before he got here.
Oh my
Chauncey didn't
goodness,
win
that
shit
was a
before he
fucking
got
team.
here.
You're
Rip
going
didn't win shit
2000
before
Yeah, I mean,
he
we
got
did
here.
make a good
Ben
squad out
didn't
of all
win
them,
shit
though.
before.
Don't even bring that up.
Like
That's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant if
to the
that's your
conversation.
argument.
No.
If your
They had
argument
a
is
team-
they didn't win shit in their whole
No.
career, so
We
they
didn't
ain't
bring
shit.
Rasheed Wallace to fucking be the best player on the goddamn team.
Exactly.
Exactly. What are you fucking talking about?
I'm talking that you got to continue to add pieces. You can't just continue to
With what
tank,
pieces?
tank,
There's
tank,
no roster
tank.
right now. There's no roster right now. With your plan.
Because we're following your plan of,
No, we're not.
it's
What
much,
the fuck are you
it's
talking
much better to
about?
tank than actually be good.
You know, whatever.
I don't want to tank,
That's
man.
disappointing.
I don't want to tank.
We've been shit for how long? now?
Right.
Okay.
Because we haven't tried to do.
No, we have tried.
We
We
haven't
brought
gone.
in Blake Griffin, Reggie Jackson, Andre Drummond. We
Are
tried.
any of those guys elite?
Oh my God, we're gonna fucking talk now about Blake Griffin and Russell Westbrook being the people that take us to the next level. Are you kidding?
It'd be
No.
fun to watch, though.
I'm saying Russell Westbrook would be the most elite player to put on a Pistons uniform in the past 10
25
years.
No, better than Drummond, better than.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put him better than the 0-4 team. Like I'm,
individually, like. From
yeah, he would be the
he's
best
more of a
Piston
star than them. They weren't really considered stars, right?
because he's the best. That's why he's a star
not the
because
best.
he's fucking good. He's not a
very
star
good.
because he
He's
sucks.
Very good. He's very good, but he can't. He's not gonna carry your team.
I'm not expecting him to carry the
what the f-
team. I'm
It's just a
expecting-
piece to
You're right.
rebuild. It's a
Rebuild
piece.
with what?
We're taking a
the
step
best
towards
player
that.
in this year's draft is a point guard.
Right.
Tanking does nothing. Ask the Wolves, the Knicks, the Kings,
Because
the
they're
Sun,
shit.
and the Sixers. Boom. That's a great comment by King Jaffe.
Really, because it works so perfect in your scenario. I'm not saying we need to be the fucking first pick for the next 7
I
years.
have 5
Have a
examples of
goddamn
how
plan.
your way doesn't work.
No, you
5.
don't.
Yes,
Okay,
I
please.
just listed them.
Well,
The Wolves, the
Shit
Knicks, the
organization.
Kings, the Suns.
Kings haven't gotten their
The
shit together for
Sixers.
60 years. Sixers haven't done shit, and they've ruined everything.
But you want us to follow the Sixers
no,
plan.
I'm not. You're saying that I'm trying to.
Joey, am I wrong? Like, am I
Bro.
missing?
I mean, I
You're losing
understand
your
where you're
shit.
coming from because Westbrook hasn't proven himself to be that person. But
Yes,
but
he
you're
has.
giving
No, he hasn't.
but you're giving up. You're giving up on any hope because like Stick says, he can't
Is
be
the
that
roster
triple
good enough right now to fucking compete in the East?
It would be if we had Westbrook. We'd be a top 4 team in the East for sure. Corey, will you talk some sense? And Adam just quit. I think we just made Adam quit.
I think that I get where Adam's coming from. He doesn't want to just continue to be a 7 and 8 seed and keep on getting bounced off. I totally get it, but here's my thinking. You bring in Westbrook, you at least have an elder statesman, somebody who's getting older who could be that foundation piece to build around, not for the future, but just for at least for right now to get winning basketball in Detroit, and then you can flip them later on. I mean, like you said, the NBA cap ain't shit. So as the cap grows, we can just flip him for an expiring deal, picks. You never really know. But only thing I've seen is, like you said, the tanking is not a guaranteed method to work. I mean, look at the Heat. The Heat were this middle of the pack, not good for a while, but they didn't tank. They just made moves.
Right.
They made sensible trades. They made sensible draft picks. That's what we need to do. I mean, we got Troy Weaver. I'm going to trust his process, whatever he does, because regardless of OKC not ever winning anything, that was a great run that they've had for ever since he's been there. It's been a great run.
Had Durant not left that team, they would be perennial champions.
Had Durant not left the team and had they kept
Harden, too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just think about what they had.
They had James Harden. They had KD, Russ, James Harden, and Ibaka on one squad.
James Harden coming off the bench.
Which
Like
is
the
stupid.
sixth man. Sixth man.
You know what? You do bring up the Heat, and what I like is you can't really just think all about the draft itself. Like, look at Michigan's Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Right.
You add him to the team.
Tyler Hero.
Right.
Like, we don't have to have the number 2 pick to get impact players.
But if you do bring someone like a Westbrook, maybe you can form that team around him
That's what all I'm
and be the
saying.
start to it.
Oh, I mean, our roster sucks, but we have contracts coming off the books. We got
Adam, you say our roster sucks, but you refuse to do anything to improve it because it won't make us champions right away. That's pretty much what you're saying. Oh, we're only going to get into the playoffs. Okay. Like, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Like, the 2004 championship Pistons team was built in 2000. Like, John Barry, Chucky Atkins, fucking John Crotty. Like, those guys were the foundation. And then we traded those assets to bring in better assets, and we built a team. Like, it wasn't just built, oh, it's 2004, boom, they're a great team. Like, There is a process, and it's not the process.
Yeah, well, you know what? That 2000 team lost in the first round. Great.
Yep.
They didn't make the playoffs. The next
Okay.
The next year, they actually won a fucking playoff series.
That's right.
These teams know how to do
Yep.
it, right?
So wait, it took them 3 years to win their first playoff series, right?
They can't hear you. Come to the mic.
Come over here. No, Adam, it makes no sense if you're just yelling shit off screen. Like, the listeners can't hear you. So let's talk about this. So you're right. In 2000, they made the playoffs, got knocked out in the first round.
Okay.
2001, they didn't do anything. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Okay.
2002, they win their first round,
And
right?
they lost in the second round.
They lost in the second round. So it took them 3 years to win one series.
When's the last time we won a series?
3 years to win one series, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then the next year, they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They lose. They
Okay.
get swept. So there's 4 years.
But they're close.
There's 4 years of a building process, man.
Okay.
4 years
Yeah.
of not drafting number 2 overall,
Okay.
not having a top 5
But they had a
pick.
team. I
But
don't understand where.
Because
But that team got built. Like that team got
Oh my
built over.
goodness!
That team got
Who
built
on
over
our
time.
team right now? One, are you expecting to lead or take that leadership role? Tell me who's our
you
average
don't have
16
it
a
yet.
point.
That's what we're
That's
saying.
That's why you bring
build
in
it.
Westbrook. That's why you
Westbrook?
bring in Westbrook because
do
you don't have
what?
a leader.
To do
Blake
what?
is not a leader.
To do what? Play with what roster? We don't have a roster. We need to focus on
That's
building
the
a
thing,
roster.
though. We still have the draft.
We have a
pick.
potential star
They have the
in
draft
LaMelo
picks.
Ball.
They're going to have cap room. You're going to be able to bring in stars as contracts roll
What
off
stars?
over time.
We're not going to bring in stars. We're Detroit. We don't bring in stars. We're bringing old veterans, man. What are you guys kidding yourselves?
No, okay. Here's the thing. We're blaming. We're putting like the old regime. We're blaming the new regime for the sins of the old regime.
Right.
And
Who,
I
Troy
don't
Weaver?
get it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
we're
saying
blaming-
shit about the regime right now.
So that's what I'm saying. You're saying
I'm talking about the previous 15 years.
But that's the point. How
But
we're
that's
gonna,
the team they have now.
So here's a question I got for you.
Okay.
Let's just calm it down. let's settle this down. Let's keep Adam on camera this morning. So how would you grade Mike James, Chucky Atkins, Zeljko Rabracha, and Bobby Sura? Like, because that was part of the team, right?
3 out of the 4, I wouldn't. They would probably be a 9 or 10 spot on the bench.
Right.
Chucky Atkinson
Lindsey
is a good
Hunter, too,
7.
is in there.
Lindsey Hunter's a good 6.
Okay.
Atkins a good 7 or 8.
So the Pistons used those assets to trade to get guys like Rasheed Wallace and to build the roster. So even though you may consider those guys shit, like you say, and
I didn't say they were shit.
They're not starters. That team's not making the playoffs. We can agree, right?
Yes.
But because they have those assets and they're smart with them, they're able to build a team.
Cool.
So that's my point. Like, you're just overlooking
I'm not.
an actual championship process. Watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. He talks about it. Well, look at the bad boy Pistons. They talk about it, how they had to build, how they had to take their L's, and they weren't drafting top 2.
Russell Westbrook has proven he can't take your team to that level. I don't care what the fuck you build around
Hasn't
Russell
he been
Westbrook.
to the finals?
Yeah, and he's lost with KD and
How many
James
Pistons
Harden.
have been to the finals?
Huh?
How many Pistons on the roster right now have been to the finals?
None.
Okay.
When's the last time Russell?
But
went to
Russell
the-
Wilson can't take us to the next level.
When
Okay.
did Westbrook make the finals? 10 years ago?
Man,
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Didn't they take the champions to Game 7
Yeah,
2
but they
years
lost,
ago?
right?
Russ is also in.
He had Kevin fucking Durant, the guy you love to stroke so much. Are you guys serious right now?
But Westbrook is also in a loaded ass West. That's where he was at. Now, if he had that Thunder team,
You guys
in the
say
East,
that same shit about the fucking East. LeBron came to the West and fucking dominated the
LeBron
West.
is
weak
a
West.
different talk. We're talking about LeBron is the face of the league. LeBron is the guy you can put anywhere.
I'm not
in.
expecting Westbrook to be LeBron. I'm not.
LeBron is a guy you can plug and play anywhere, and he's going to take that team to the playoffs, to the finals. You've seen what happens when you pull LeBron off of a team; they go straight to shit. So I don't think LeBron is a fair example.
Do you think
of a guy?
Do you think in 3 years? Let's do the Westbrook situation. In 3 years, you're going to build a team that Russell Westbrook can help take to the finals or compete
No.
for Eastern
Oh my
Conference
God.
Finals.
No.
Do you think you win a playoff series with Russell
Yes.
Westbrook?
Yes.
100%.
You guys
Yes.
are fucking kidding yourselves.
100%.
in the next 3 years?
You guys are
Yes.
kidding yourselves.
Top 4 team in the
Depending
East.
on the moves they make in free agency, in trades, yes, most definitely.
Russell puts us in the top 4 conversation right off the bat.
Top 4 in the East.
In the East. Who do you got above him in the East if we have Russell Westbrook? I mean, the Heat. Okay, we can go with the Heat.
Celtics.
Celtics,
Yeah, maybe Celtics.
Meh. So
Maybe
Bro,
Celtics.
you guys are.
I get it.
I don't want to talk
say
basketball.
Celtics.
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
say
talk
Celtics. I'm
basketball.
gonna say Heat,
I really
Celtics,
don't.
Bucks, and then number
Then
4 is a
Pistons.
toss-up.
Pistons. We're right in that mix.
You guys-
we're not elite. I'm not saying we're elite, but it puts us in the mix of maybe a 4 seed. Maybe these young guys getting some playoff talent, like the 2002 team, like the 2003 team, and then you catch lightning in a bottle, and you never know.
If you look at the team, if you look at the roster right now, and you just judge it off of that, no, this it's a terrible roster. But if you go ahead and you go out and you make the moves over the next couple of years,
Right.
with
That's not that's not the conversation here.
That is the
This is
conversation.
about with Russell Westbrook. We're not going to do any of that shit. I promise you. We're
Why
not going
not?
to win. It's proven. He doesn't win in the fucking playoffs.
But
He made it to the finals, bro.
What,
He's
his
made it
second
to
year
the
in the
Western
league?
Conference Finals several times.
No, once. He went to the finals.
They
and then when
went-
James Harden left, they only went back there one time.
Okay, and then when he went to Houston, how have they done?
Houston, he wasn't the fucking best player on Houston.
But how have they done?
Let's see. They've lost every year in the playoffs.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
What?
But they make it to the playoffs. They win series.
They're one
they're
of
one of the
trying to say
they're
is
competing
the
for a
fucking
championship
point
every
is
year.
They're not going to win a goddamn championship with Russell Westbrook.
I'm not looking
don't-
for them to win a championship with goddamn Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
I'm looking for a competitive team to be on the fucking court every single day.
Okay.
I'm looking for energy out of our bench. I'm looking for energy out of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a desirable place for other free agents to come to play. I'm looking at using Russell Westbrook to fill this gap that we all agree is going to be a 4 to 5 year process no matter what we do. So
matter
why
what.
not have a Russell Westbrook to watch instead of what we're watching right now? At least we have some excitement, and that's all I want out of
Okay,
this.
then my argument to that is I don't want to see Russell Westbrook in a Pistons jersey if we're fucking going for LaMelo Ball. If we're not going for LaMelo Ball, I'm more than happy to have Russell Westbrook for the next 3 years and see him go.
I think they can coexist. I do.
How? One can shoot, the other one can't. Westbrook
Great.
isn't
So
going to
the
play.
one that can't shoot passes it to the guy that can. It's called an assist.
LaMelo Ball's not going to play shooting guard.
LaMelo's ball, his shooting is, I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's good. It's middle
Is it
of
better
the
than
road.
Westbrook's? Please don't.
They're both middle. LaMelo, okay, okay, let's put it like this. LaMelo Ball is a B minus.
The fact that we're having a conversation that a rookie has a better jump shot than a fucking 12-year veteran should
That
tell
doesn't-
you enough.
Not everybody has the same game, man.
Trey Young was in college and he was on the same level of shooter as Steph Curry when he was in the league already. That doesn't really mean anything.
That's different.
No, it's not. You just said a rookie and a vet.
Trey Young was not the shooter coming into the league that Steph Curry was. You guys are joking.
Yeah,
Come
he
on.
was.
No, he plays in an NBA where more possessions, more three-point shots.
He's
What are we
making
doing
the
here?
shots from half
He's
court.
shooting under. Okay.
Trey Young is damn near almost like Curry.
He's not almost.
Trey Young can pull from anywhere.
Okay, great. He can shoot from anywhere. What else? He doesn't play defense.
Curry don't play defense.
I'm just
Curry-
learning that
Curry
Adam
doesn't
has
play
no
defense?
solutions. He just has
Steph Curry
problems.
plays
That's
defense?
not true.
No
I told you. I just gave you 3 fucking solutions. What more do you want? I told you if you want to go for LaMelo Ball, you can't go for Westbrook. And if you want to go,
Trey Young averaged 29.6 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds this season on 43% field goal shooting.
Okay. 43% field goal shooting. What was his 3-point shooting?
I'll look. But I'd take that.
43% shooting?
I'd take it.
All right. What's the next topic?
I'd take it. So, you know, that
He's
may
already
be
the best shooter on our team if we had him.
right.
Best shooter?
On
On
our
our
team?
team.
Yeah, if
We
we
have
put
obviously,
Trey Young on
we
our
don't have
team?
shooters.
Yeah. So, would you take Trey Young?
Yes. He's young. You can build something.
I know
around
he's
him.
young, but would you take him?
Over
Ah,
Russell
see,
Westbrook? Yeah.
This is a last name joke, Adam. Calm the fuck down. He's Trey Young, so I know he's young. That was the joke, man.
Huh.
Ha. Ha. All right, so bottom line is Adam does not want Russell Westbrook.
If we're
here.
going for LaMelo Ball, make it fucking clear.
Adam does not want to win, period.
Oh my God.
That's what I've taken
Keep
away
watching
from-
a fucking team finishing 15th, drafting at 15, losing in the first round with no goddamn plan. See how that works.
So you'd want me to watch a team finishing 30th, drafting top 3, and still
With my
like
God,
I don't want to
my
watch
God,
that
my
team.
God.
I would rather watch the 15th, 14th
My God, if
team.
we have LaMelo Ball, let's say that's who we take, and we put him with a Blake Griffin in this roster, we're not going to win 20, 15 games. We're probably going to win 30 games. We're going to be picking at 14 or 15 automatically, especially because we're in the East. And that's probably good enough for an 8 seed. So I'm not understanding where you think I'm saying we're going to lose 70 games a year. We're not.
That's what you want.
That's not what I want.
What do you want
I don't
then?
want us to fucking move away and not get LaMelo Ball because we bring in Russell Westbrook. That makes no sense to me. I don't know how more clear I have to be.
And I
we've
think
seen
and I think
Russell
they can
Westbrook.
coexist. And that's
They can't coexist. How if James Harden and fucking Russell Westbrook can't coexist?
James Harden and Russell Westbrook can't coexist because both of them need the ball to be
So does
dominant.
LaMelo fucking Ball.
I don't know, man. Ball's a more complete player. Bye, Adam.
He wants to leave.
Yeah, he wants to get out of this conversation. We'll continue it off air here at Woodward Sports. And, yeah, thank you for everybody for watching this morning. We got some great interaction. Let's do what the Pistons have been doing literally every year since 2008. Quote, stick. That's what Justin says I'm saying.
Yeah, Justin knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Actually,
Surprise.
you and Justin need to go on and just have a show called I Agree. Like, that would be so riveting. Let's get into the dumbass of the day, right?
Come here, Joey.
Come here, Joey. Let's get into the dumbass of the day. Let me hit this real quick.
Dumbass! You dumbass! You're a dumbass. Such a dumbass. You're an ass.
So yeah, we do this
I love
every
when
day.
Adam gets pissed.
I do like getting Adam worked up, and it's so easy. Just be logical, and he goes off the fucking deep end. The dumbass of the day. If you did not see this yesterday, we told you we were going to talk about Western Michigan while we were talking about Corey Davis. And congratulations to Western Michigan for getting the win last night.
Finally a win in Michigan, damn
But
it.
it came on a play that was just ugly. Ugly.
Dumbass, you dumbass. You're a dumbass. Such a dumbass.
Dumbass.
You're an ass.
So this award we give to the University of Toledo defense.
Yeah, they just left that wide receiver at the bottom of the screen wide open. They didn't even check him to lose the game like that. The Toledo coach, I'm sorry, man. You're looking like Matt Patricia out there last night. Like, did they not have enough men out? Are they playing with 10 people too, like the Lions have done the past couple
Honestly,
weeks?
I don't know, but you got to give it up to the Western Michigan quarterback because he sold that spike ball so well, which was the most game-changing play and the most amazing play to watch.
How bad would you feel if you were on that team?
Because they played good throughout the entire game, and then you got to go out that way.
And then you're just like the middle linebacker, and you turn to the left, and oh my god!
But like, here's my
nobody's
thing.
guarding that guy.
Here's my thing. Even if it's like an extra point on a field goal, there's a man on every person.
Right.
Like, everyone's got to have their assignment on the defense, no matter if it's a spike ball, if it's a field goal, whatever it is. Someone's got to be on every single person. And it was crazy to me that no one is on this receiver.
Yeah, that was definitely a coaching error last night, but a great thing for Western Michigan. Go Broncos.
Yep.
I mean, MACtion was happening last night. Unfortunately, Eastern lost. Another close game there against Ball State. But Broncos have a great weekend. Weekend.
Victory week.
It is victory week for the Broncos, and that is our dumbass of the day.
Dumbass! You dumbass. You're a dumbass. Such a dumbass.
I
You're
love
an
Red
ass.
Foreman so
Dumbass.
much. So thank you guys for waking